Hello, kid. It is my pleasure to welcome you to another interesting class with Mrs. Tessie. Our topic this week in Earth Science is trophic levels. Trophic levels. I'm very sure you've not heard of this before. It's entirely new to you. So you may have a lot of questions you want to ask even before the class gets started. So just sit back, relax as I take you gently on this tour. So what is a trophic level? It shows the position of an organism in a food chain. Position means exact location, exact place, right? So the position of an organism, a living thing, in a food chain. But what then is a food chain? In the course of this class, I will get to explain the meaning of food chain, and I hope you understand better then. So in learning about trophic levels, you find that energy is being transferred from one level to another down the food chain. How is that possible? The producers, the primary producers, that's the green plants, when they are being consumed, because generally organisms consume and they are being consumed, the one that consumes gets the energy of the one that is being consumed. That is how energy is being transferred. So the basic things we'll be learning in this class are what is the food chain. We'll learn energy and the food chain, and learn about trophic pyramid. So we'll be learning about what? A food chain. What is a food chain? The relationship between energy and the food chain, and what a trophic pyramid is all about. Okay, so let's continue. What is a food chain? What is a food chain? You know what a chain is? Series of links. Oftentimes mommy says, help me bring that chain. You mistake necklace for chain, you call it a chain. How is that chain result? How does it result? When you tie one to another thing, you just keep linking or joining one thing to the other. It gives you a chain. True or false? Now this one is food chain, food. Okay, now you are linking one food to another food to another food. Exactly, that is what it's about. So a food chain shows how different organisms are related due to the food they eat. One food is being linked to another food, that food is linked to another food, just like that. How are these food? You might be wondering how food is being linked. For example, now grass. Grasshopper eats grass. So the grass itself is food. The grasshopper too is food, because a frog can eat the grasshopper. You see it? So grasshopper is food, grass is food. They are linked. The frog itself can further be taken by a snake. True or false? And then a hawk, you know what a hawk is? A hawk can eat a snake. And finally, when the hawk dies, it's being decomposed by fungi, earthworms. So everything you see around you is food. One food is linked to another. The food can be in form of a living thing. Can be in form of a goat or an animal or a plant or a living thing, but it is food. A goat, for example, is a goat to you, but it is food to a lion. So in a food chain, an organism A eats another organism B, and organism B is then eaten by another organism C, which could be eaten by organism D, and the chain continues. Why is it called a chain? It does not end. It's never ending. Or is there any situation whereby you say you will not eat again? It's not possible now. You keep eating. I know, you keep eating every day. So in a food chain, you just keep eating. You don't stop eating. Now, as long as you are eating and you are being eaten, then the chain does not end. So now, how does food chain concern energy loss? Energy loss and the food chain. The trophic levels show how energy is transferred through a food chain. Like I said, energy is being lost when it goes down the food chain. So as energy passes through the levels, some of it is lost. How? You see green plants everywhere. Plants, beans, rice, corn. There are so many everywhere. Now, herbivores eat them and consume the energy. Producers have the most energy, and producers are the green plants. They have the most energy because they make the food by themselves, right? While tertiary consumers have the least energy, and they are the fewest in numbers. The tertiary consumers, they consume the producers. They consume the primary consumers. They consume the secondary consumers, just like that. And they collect their energy, but theirs is also the least, and they're the fewest in number. The number of lion and number of green plants we have, which one is more? We have more green plants. So energy is lost as we go down the food chain. Grasshopper eats grass, consumes the energy. Frog eats the grasshopper, takes the energy of the grasshopper. The snake eats the frog, takes the energy of the frog. And finally, the tertiary consumer, hawk, eats the snake. And when it dies, all the energy in its body is returned back to the soil for the producers to use again, right? After it has been decomposed by earthworms, snails, and the others, the decomposers. And this now brings us to the trophic pyramid. This trophic pyramid shows how energy is transferred. We already know that energy is being transferred, but how? This pyramid will now show you how, because it's a diagram. It is a, like the name implies, not a pyramid is, right? Like the granite pyramid in Egypt, pyramid, yes. The top is pointed, and as it goes down, it gets broadened, and yes, that is what a pyramid is. So it shows you how energy is being lost. The producers are at the bottom, that wide part at the bottom. Then as it's going up, as it's tapering to the apex has the tertiary consumers. They are so few. I'm sure you see this, the picture, the diagram of a trophic pyramid in your class for better understanding, right? So as the producers are being eaten and then eating, it gets to the apex, the top, the final point where we now see the tertiary consumers, and that place is so few. So producers, like I said earlier, they create their own food through photosynthesis, and plants and trees are examples of producers. In the presence of sunlight, water, air, an ideal temperature, these green plants, with chlorophyll, of course, chlorophyll must be involved, they produce their own food. And without these green plants, these producers, there will be no food anywhere in the world, because these producers now are now being eaten by primary consumers. See, primary consumers consume only producers. An example is grasshopper. Primary consumers are herbivores. That's animals that eat only grass. Animals that eat only plants. Those are primary consumers, right? Your goats, grasshoppers, name them, rabbits, they consume the producers. And does the chain, does it end there? It doesn't end there, because secondary consumers will now consume the primary consumers. That means something like frog, for example, will now eat what? The insects, like I've been saying. We have carrots. Carrot is a producer. Rabbits will now eat the carrot. And what do we have? Another animal will eat the rabbit. So just like that. So examples of secondary consumers are omnivores. Omnivores are animals that eat both plants and animals. And carnivores, they eat only animals. Then the final ones, the tertiary consumers, they consume secondary consumers. And examples are omnivores that eat carnivores, and the carnivores themselves. So tertiary consumers are mostly flesh eaters. You know, amongst the omnivores, there are those that eat only flesh. And carnivores, of course, they eat flesh. So this group of animals fall under the tertiary consumers, like your hawk, your eagle, your lion. They are all tertiary consumers, and they are so few in number. Then the decomposers now break down the remains of dead plants and animals, whether it is a producer or a primary consumer, secondary consumer, or tertiary consumer. As long as they die, they must be decomposed, and decomposers help to break them down, so that the nutrients in their body is not transferred back to Mother Earth for the producers to use them in making their own food. So this is a very interesting cycle, right? I hope the class was interesting. I thank you for your time and your attention. I hope you have been paying rapt attention. Kindly attempt the quiz that follow now to test your understanding of the class. Okay? So until our next class, this is me saying goodbye and stay safe. Bye. Mm-hmm.